Hey folks, it's so beautiful out. I just grabbed whatever was left in the front window and I figure I'll do episode 5 now. The last of introductions on the front window with one exception. The only plant I'm not bringing out again is that piddle fig. And when I say it's in an 18-inch terracotta pot, I mean it's 18 by 18, maybe 24 tall, but it's giant. It's not an 18-inch bonsai pot. The thing probably weighs 40, 50 pounds. So rather than moving it around, I'm gonna leave it where it's at. Today I'm gonna blow through the rest of the coffee. I love the way all these trees look. They're all kind of individual. I get to show you my biggest one, and the one with wire, and the one that's the most laid down, as well as just one accent plant, which is maybe not for bonsai, but I like it, so I'll show it off. Start with the accent plant. Snake plant. Nothing crazy. I've never actually had one of my own. I've had a roommate with one. Well, we'll call it a roommate. I've had someone in my home who lived in the same place as me who had one, and I didn't know how to take care of it then, but I know that that person didn't either. So hopefully this one will thrive. I haven't had any new growth on it, but I haven't anything die off or shrivel up either. It's very, very dry right now. It weighs nothing. Oh, hi Nina. And it's pet safe, which is also nice. So that's the snake plant, number 42. This is one of the coffee. I don't know if you get to see it nicely. It is laid down. I didn't do that. In fact, I wired one to be less laid down. They kind of like to lay down on me. But I like this one. It's not terribly thick. It's got some good branches, although the branching itself is kind of, the. My two lowest branches are kind of ladder branches, but since this one's laid down so much, I might be able to work with that. They're both pretty good, so I don't want to take either of them off yet. I guess they're not ladder branches, but the one on this side is better than the one on this side above that bottom level of branches, so that's kind of disappointing. These dry out really nice. They dry out really fast. I chopped this one a while back. I've got mealies on it, so I'm glad I kept my tweezers with me. In fact, I saw an ant on my other coffee here, so I might even have ants on, or mealies on this one too. But yeah, this one, the leader's up here. I don't have a branch opposite to it, which is kind of a bummer, because it means that if I had a branch opposite to it, I could use those too. It does have a bud, but no branches yet there. There's really nothing below that until I get to the bottom two layers. So those bottom two layers being so close together, it may present an issue with inverse taper in the future. It already kind of has a bulge where any branches came out because they all come out opposite. But yeah, this is number, I numbered it, didn't I? Number 5. Oh, last time I gave you guys number 9. Number 9 is the one in the gold colored pot. This is number 5. So I'm still kind of on track. I just want to make sure I've got no mealies in here, camped out. Do a little scraping between my branches because we like to hang out. Yeah, so that's one. Kind of funny, but it'll turn out okay. I think also if I plant it more upright, it'll still make a really good forest planting if that ends up in that batch. And it probably will. It will probably end up as part of the forest planting. These I also wrote down, but because of this black Sharpie, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can find which one's 6. This one's 6. Cool. Again, this one, it's a little bit bigger than that one, so it has much better bark texture. It probably has mealies on it too, which is disappointing, but not shocking. My leader is very tiny. These are side branches that are actually coming from the middle of the tree. I have a bud on just this side on the top. You can see these middle branches are really the ones with the vigor. I don't know why. In fact, I might even have, yeah, I've just got top, middle, and bottom. The top ones are pretty sad. There's hardly even a bud on this side, if there is one. I'll probably end up wiring this one, the same as that, this being number 6, to get the branches to come apart a little more. They all just grow straight up, which would be fine, except I need a little bit of separation there. Now on this one of the issues I run into as well is that all of the branches kind of run into each other. So like I've got these, I try to untangle the leaves and make them more, normal. every chance I get, because sometimes they're just pressed up against each other in a funny way. So my bottom branch on this side, I think you can see it from that side, this side of the leaf, is better than the bud over here. The next branches up are the real strong ones. Those are front and back from your perspective, which probably won't be the front. The front will probably be that way. Well, the way the branches are right now, I don't think it's any good for visibility. Or is the back, actually, so we'll leave it that way. All right, so one off to your left, little bud down here, which will probably end up being eliminated, so I don't have to worry about gain swelling there. Front, back, I think for those middle ones, I'm gonna go with back versus the front. And then I just got the one bud coming off to the right here. So I'll end up with 3 branches on this one, but I don't think that's an issue. It's small. I'm okay with it progressing slowly, and as those branch that may fill in the space I need, they're very close together. I'm hoping that I get a little more either vertical growth, so that these leaders, well, the leader more vertical growth, so that I can use that leader, create some taper, and get more branching off of that. But this one is just like the rest of the waiting game, starting small, and it's going to stay small for a while. It's been in this pot for a while. It wasn't the first pot, it was in one of these smaller pots to begin with, if not even smaller than that, but I put it into this one because it had outgrown those pots, all the circled roots at the bottom. I believe this, my biggest one, is number 7. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, yeah. This is my biggest one. This one has just recently been chopped, but it, of course, is still bigger than the rest of them. It has a real nice, this is the thickest trunk out of all of them. Again, they're all the same age. It looks kind of ratty because this one has been plagued, and I've been keeping it full. It was out here, lots of leaves, giant leaves, because I wasn't trying to mess with it. This was the one I didn't want to mess with. As you can see, some of these leaves are a little yellow. This was the original leader. I think I did actually, no, I didn't do anything with this one. It just started growing this branch on its own. I let it go. So as it is now, I've chopped it. I'm hoping to get more branching, and I've kind of left the leaves on that I want to have branching. I pulled the other ones off. The reason for that is because I didn't want to have to fight, new actual branches to cut those off. And usually you only get a branch growing where there's a leaf. Not always, but usually. There are, up top I left it with more vigor, especially because some of the leaves like this don't look so great. But this one has great texture. I'm sure it's got fantastic roots. Yeah, it's not growing at the bottom yet, but it's very, very close. It's almost right at the bottom. So this is number 7, the biggest one. It is similar in shape to my second biggest one with this kind of V. Again, both of them really weren't chopped until recently. I don't know why that one didn't grow as well as this. This was in a smaller container before, but I still like it. And this one really will hopefully make a good specimen one day. This one and that one will definitely be specimens. I think the rest of them, with maybe one exception, will be in a forest planting. Even the one that's kind of laid down and funky and chopped off. That one I still think I can use in a forest planting. It's just not good enough to stand on its own. And again, I'm being very brief this time because I've got good light, but I want to take my dog out and enjoy the weather. This is the last one. This is number 8 because I've already done 9. This is the one that I've wired open a little bit. I've done some branch selection, not recently. So this being my lowest branch right now, I want these to develop because I do have things starting down there, but this is my kind of middle branch here. I wired it to be a little more out. It'll pop back up again as soon as I take off this wire, so I'm not worried about that. It's not wired terribly tight because there's not a whole lot to it. I don't want to cut in. And then up top here, it's hard to see, but I've got, this is my leader in my, my right hand on your left, and this is my highest branch on your right and my left hand. I have cut out some of the leaves in there, you can see, to make sure that I keep everything, looking for mealies, keep everything kind of sorted. I'd originally done it the opposite way and then switched them because if this branch was down and this was up, I wouldn't really have a very good spread. But as it is right now, this one I think has one of the brightest futures because it is so even and balanced. I think it's the first one I chopped, so it's extremely thin. But as soon as it starts getting, a lot of leaves on it, especially big leaves, it'll start to fill in some more. I will let all of these kind of grow with big leaves. It's not intentional that they don't have them. It's just they haven't had enough time to grow them in because they grow very slowly. All seedlings in little teeny tiny containers, smaller than this, that I got from the store. So that they were separated. I think one of them did end up not making it, but I can't remember. And in the same pot, this is a top to a Yamadori. I think it's a privet of some sort, but I'm not sure. It was budding out nicely. It does have one single branch growing out here, but those buds have kind of recessed. I think I let it dry out too much. It hasn't died, but I think the buds have decided that it wasn't time yet. So as more light comes in, and I keep it plenty moist because this one's the most moist, this one may do a little better. I may have also damaged the roots. It's not as tight as I thought it was, so I might have damaged those roots watering this and messing around with stuff in the window here. So that concludes the front window. We'll call it, I'm gonna include the snake plant if that's okay, just a pure number of plants. So from 41 up to 46. So we're 46. So front window, on through a few accent plants, a few bonsais, well, no bonsais, but a lot of future bonsais and a lot of things that are very small. That's why I can fit so many in just one window. This is not a giant window. It's two standard, I don't know, 2x4 windows, 2 foot by 4 foot, something like that. They're side by side to make one bigger window, but it's not giant. I only have one shelf across the middle of it and the shelf at the bottom, or the sill. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. You saw, they're all very small. These are big. In fact, I only have 4 of these across one side on the bottom, so that takes up a lot of space. And the majority of the rest of them are up on the opposite top. So one day I'll show you that window. Right now I'm gonna try to keep everything kind of right here to keep everything consistent so that when someone looks at these videos, they know, oh, he's sitting there in the kitchen, he's got the pots in front of him. That is most definitely one of the earlier videos. He's introducing his trees, his plants. And if I want to see something that's a little bit later, then I'll look for the ones where it's in his kitchen, but maybe he's not as visible. You can see his hands, you can see the side of his face. Because what I'll do is I'll swing around and I'll make it so I'll be turning my head to talk to you. I don't want to be behind the camera. I'd rather be talking at the camera as much as I can. So I'll probably be on your right when you watch the video, but we'll see as far as lighting. I might be blocking the light there, and then we'll work through all the stuff. I don't have any new updates today, but tomorrow I'm hoping the rest of those cherry blossoms from the cherry will have opened up. I'm hoping that the croton with all the flowers that were started, I think those are flowers, those will be opened up the rest of the way. I only had a couple left open, so it might be later today that opens. I'll make a little quick short if that's the case. If that's open tomorrow, though, I'll show them both at the same time as an update. I'll do like a little quick update on anything on that window that needs an update. I think it's just those two. And then I will start work on the rest of my plant room, meaning bathroom. Some of those have changed since I started doing these videos, which is exciting. I have a Yamadori that when they were clearing brush out to build homes, they cut it off. I dug it up before they came in the next day so I could have it. I think it's an ash, I'm not sure, but it is budding out, which is really good. It was outside long enough to go through dormancy, and now that it's inside, I'm not worried about it breaking dormancy because it gets plenty of heat. I think it's 74 degrees in my apartment right now. I try to keep it about 73, but the heat is not on. Although the thermostat's set at 73, I get so much south-facing sun, and when I open the windows, my balcony gets heat that is from the 3rd level over a hot parking lot and direct sun. So it gets very, very warm in here sometimes. It does get cold when it gets cold outside, so I do run the heat sometimes, but generally the only fan running for air circulation is just an automatic fan. It doesn't really need to turn on the heat at all. So I open the windows, I open the balcony door, I'll crack the front door to get air circulating. Sometimes I'll turn on the bathroom exhaust fan to get some air pulling through the bathroom there. I do have purifiers at the 2 corners of my room, one in the bathroom over the kitty litter, and one behind a mirror next to the window to make sure I have constant airflow, even if it's just a little bit, and to kind of clean the air. Another update that you won't see the results of, but I'm very happy about, is I took down my old fly strips. I have clear fly strips I stick over the windows and over some of the grow lights. I took those down, they were full. Put new ones up. I haven't checked yet to see if I caught anything. but I'm certain I will have. The little gnats and everything that come in off the balcony and everything, they're everywhere. So to prevent them from being inside of my plants, I put those up, and it does help to control the population a little bit. Another creator, shoot, I found their channel yesterday, and let me look it up. I found their channel yesterday and subscribed to them and started watching their videos, and they subscribed back, which I was very, very pleased to see that. They were my first subscriber. Let's see if I can find that really, really quickly. I can't find it quickly. That's all right. So they were my first subscriber, Zen Obi Bonsai, or Jay from Zen Obi Bonsai. He's my first subscriber. He was great. Looked through my videos, gave me a couple tips, was interactive and polite and very encouraging. So thank you so much for that. Also, Gail over at GG Evergreen Bonsai came in and interacted with me, gave me some tips, and referred me to, I think it is Xavier. I can't remember his channel, but Xavier, to do a video there. So I will do a video based off of that link that she sent me. Thank you, Gail, for that. Thank you both. And I don't even know how many. So I only have 2 subscribers. It's probably those 2 people. But I'm very happy to be a few days in, to have 2 subscribers, many more views than I anticipated having, and a few likes now on videos. And of course, I've interacted with these people, so they've given me likes on the comments I've given them. They've been fantastic. So thank you for being so welcoming into the community. Gail from GG Bonsai, I had already seen at least one of your videos, and I think I was already subscribed to you. So if not, I subscribed yesterday. But it's very nice to see someone who I'd already seen it and seen some of their work and respected, interact with me. It's almost kind of like having a celebrity reach out to me, like, "Ooh, gosh, I know who this person is by reputation." Like, so cool. So thank you both for that. Very encouraging. Anyone watching this video for the first time, my name is Taco. This is Taco Bonsai. If you like what you saw here today, if you enjoyed it, although I kept it as fast as I could, I'm even speaking as rapidly as I can, please go ahead and press the like button, subscribe, interact with me. I love to interact. I do need to catch up a little bit from my interactions last night, because it was later at night for me. I was just half asleep trying to keep up. So I'm going to catch up on that today. So Jay and Gail, I'll respond to your comments today, and I will start thinking about that 7 questions, watch the video that you linked for me, and continue to build my channel. Again, thank you all very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and have a great day.